Good morning, everybody. I wanted to make a quick video about, well, really two subjects, but we're going to start with the money saving aspect of this video. So, I have talked before about having like a bin, a plastic bin where I keep all the Christmas stuff that I get on clearance. Another thing that I keep around, because I now have a great niece and a great nephew, and then their step siblings, their half siblings. So I'm buying toys for the first time in like, I don't know, 20 years or something like that, right? So actually more than that, like close to like 30 years. But anyway, so I'm looking for toy deals now. So let's talk about this one. This was at Target last week. These are, I don't know if you guys can see them. These are the Leapfrog, and they're like Legos, except that I really like these because they have little letters on them and then a picture of something that starts with that letter. I thought this was great. And it was 81 pieces. It's ages 2 and up. And I guess he's my grandnephew, is going to be 2 soon. Well, this summer anyway. And so I got these for him. Now, this was a great deal at Target. These were originally $19.99, but Target did this like deep discount on them, and they were $7.99 for this container. And I was just like, so I went to Target and got it. And I'm not sure if this deal ended this Sunday. It may not have. Might have been a monthly deal, but I know there's a new deal that Tina from Free Stuff Finder was talking about this morning on her YouTube video, and I'll put her link below. That was Barbies, and it was basically like I think you bought 2 Barbies and you got one free, and it included the Barbie sets, and there was like all these different scenarios you could do and basically get like a free Barbie doll. So like I said, I'll put the link down below. And like I have that bin where I keep the after Christmas clearance stuff that I'm going to use for the following Christmas. If you're a mom and you have kids in school, I don't know if this is still the rule, but when I was a kid, you had to invite everybody, even if they weren't somebody that you played with or really liked. It was just the etiquette. You invited everybody in the class. They could decline, whatever. But it could mean that you're literally going to like 20 birthday parties a year, right? So starting a bin where you get toys that you find on discounts, toys that are the same age group as your children, putting them in the bin, because I have seen deep discounts on toys, putting them in a bin and just putting them aside for these birthday parties rather than having to run out and spend $20, $30 on a toy, $15, whatever your range is. It's a lot easier. And I talked about this in another video, so I'm not really going to go into it too much. What I really wanted to talk about is why I buy toys, even though I'm just actually starting to have family members who are children to buy toys for. I've always bought toys to give, especially at Christmas time, specifically at Christmas time, because I cannot imagine anything worse than being a child and waking up on Christmas morning and you didn't get anything for Christmas, especially because we proliferate the advertising around Christmas. We're constantly talking about Santa. We're constantly talking about Santa being giving gifts to good boys and girls. So if you're a child who doesn't get a gift at Christmas, does that mean you're bad? And to indoctrinate a child with the idea that they're bad through something as simple as their parents are just poor, to me is just, it's absolutely heartbreaking. And I have to be honest, I'm not that altruistic. I love giving. There's something about it that is actually really rewarding to the individual that's giving. I have very kind of rigid rules about how I give. I always give anonymously. I do not ever want to meet the people that I'm giving things to. I don't want them to feel obliged to thank me. I don't want them to feel obliged to, do a photo op or whatever. I don't want any of that. I want them to receive something from someone who just wanted to give them something. And that's my take on it. I'm not a big fan of charities where, the CEO of some company is holding a giant check with the person who runs an organization. I feel like real charity, is where you give and you get absolutely nothing in return, including free advertising or a photo op. That's just the way I feel about it. So I encourage all of you, when you see these deals on toys, even if you don't have kids, go pick up a couple Barbies and get a free Barbie. Put them in a box in your house. When it comes to close to Christmas and you start seeing the Toys for Tots, drop the Barbies. off. You know, take the bag of Barbies and drop them off. It's the very least you can do, really. I mean, honestly, sometimes, like, this is a $7.99 toy, right? It's a great toy. Now, this one I'm not donating, but I have others that I'm going to donate. $7.99 is a designer coffee at Starbucks. So how about, like, one day you don't buy the designer coffee, or maybe you do, maybe you can afford it, and instead you buy a toy for a kid. And I want you to, like, think about something that, this is very hard to express. It's actually kind of a Buddhist principle, but it's an interesting concept. If you have a glass that's full, you can't put any more liquid in it. In order to receive gifts in this life, your glass has to be about half full. You need to be constantly dumping out of that glass in order to receive. And the best blessings are the ones that you get because you gave so much of yourself away, you receive them back. Now, I know there's lots of people that are pessimistic and feel like, whatever, they've done so much for this and that, and they never get anything in return. And I'm sorry that they feel that way, because maybe it's their attitude and they're not seeing what they're actually getting in return, that they're not seeing the real gifts they received. I mean, I lived with my friends for 9 months after I returned from Puerto Rico from Hurricane Maria. I got on a waiting list for low-income housing, and my friends were incredibly generous to let me stay with them as long as I did. Actually, it wasn't 9 months. I think it was just under 9 months. But I stayed with them. I got my own place. I moved into my own place. And when I was moving in, I really didn't have the money to cover all of the fees that I needed. I contacted an organization through St. Vincent de Paul, through a local church, and they gave me the money for that. And I was so incredibly, I was overwhelmed that they were so generous to me, and I was so thankful. And so now, when you see me buying stuff and I'm putting them on Facebook and I'm saying donation, those donation items go over to the pantry, the food pantry that they run in my town, because I can't afford to give them large amounts of cash, but I can go with my coupons, do my little couponing gig, get stuff for free that I'll never use, like Irish Spring body wash. I just donated like 3 things of Irish Spring body wash, and I just go and take them over and I just drop them off. I leave, don't say anything, don't have to talk to anybody about it, just leave my donations, and I hope that they go to people that are in need. And I feel really good about being able to do that. But also, I know that because I've been generous, people have been generous to me. And that's the whole point of giving. Not only does it make you feel great, it really does. For me, it makes me feel incredibly good. But dumping out half your glass allows more to flow into your glass. So think of it that way. You cannot fill a glass that's full. So that's all I want to talk about, guys. And if you can still get this deal, which I hope you can, check it out at Target. And I'm going to leave the link for Tina if you want to do the Barbie deal. I think I might do it later in the week because Barbie's a great donation gift. And consider getting more ethnic Barbies that aren't all blonde and blue-eyed. We look for some red-headed Barbies and some brown Barbies and some Barbies that are a little tan, and, you know, just mix it up a little bit. And that's all I leave you with is please think about donating and giving what you can. And if you like this video, press the like button, subscribe, leave a comment. I love the comments. Please comment. I'm loving the comments. And I'll see you in the next video, and thank you for stopping by. See ya.